woman should submit to a man that demands submission. If a man has to demand submission, he does not deserve it. Submission should be the natural response of a woman to a man that has honored her, made her feel safe, valued, and a man that has earned her trust. A woman can't even give a man trust. He has to earn that. And when he's earned that, submission will be the natural response. It's the relational rhythm of a healthy masculine feminine dynamic.
All right. Welcome to the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. We have a very spicy topic today. We're finally going to speak on what it really means to submit unto your husband and to submit to one another. So just stay tuned as we bring our opinions and the biblical form straight to you. But before we get started, we want to go ahead. We do apologize for last night's show. We did have to cancel due to technical difficulties, but we got it straightened out. So Mr. Dez will be back hosting the show next Friday in the emotional investment. Also next Saturday, we will be talking about emotional regulation, how to regulate the different sorts of emotions that we go through in the stresses of life. And also, do not forget, we already got 3 slots already filled up for the Domestic Violence Month. We are looking for ones that want to break their silence and break the generational chain in their life by telling their story of their own path. If you want to bring awareness to everybody else, let them know they're not alone, and to share your story, reach out to myself or either Dwight Robinson, and we can go get you into that slot. We only have 1 slot left. Just 1, 3 of them are filled. So make sure y'all get your story in. As we go on with the show, we're now going to bring in the host of the show, Mr. Dwight.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing on this weekend? Hope everybody's blessed. And yeah, we need to talk about this. Hey, it's going to be something else. So y'all stay tuned, watch, share. But just don't go nowhere. Listen, it's gonna be a great show.
Yes. And also we're gonna bring in Miss Honey.
Well, hello everyone. How y'all doing today? Let's get it.
He said, let's get it. On the rumble.
Let's get it.
Now, I'm gonna ask our host first, Mr. Dwight.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, we all hear a lot of people saying the partial phrase, submit unto your husband. To you, what do you feel like it means when it's stated to submit unto your husband?
I'm kind of glad you pointed that out first with the husband, because just as if I answer that question, to a lot of you guys out there that are dating women that you ain't married to, hate to bust y'all bubble, they ain't got to submit to y'all. Sure. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it real, because a lot of dudes out there, you know, they're not even married to women talking about you need to submit to me. Okay, then did you make her your wife? Because she ain't your wife, she ain't got to do that. So that's I want to get that out the air, because you got so many men want women to submit and they not even married, so they ain't got to submit to y'all because you're not even married. But on the married part there, Spicy, it says in the Bible, when the man and the woman become as one, as come as husband and wife, the woman is supposed to submit to the husband. Now, a lot of that definition, when people talk about submit, they're like, I think some people here, they believe that the woman should do everything you say. That means suck on my toes or kiss my feet or whatever. You're supposed to do that, but that's not how it's supposed to work. But yes, it does says that in the Bible about a woman submitting, but it's how you go at it. And you know, some people get carried away with the word of God. They read the word of God, but they truly don't understand what it really means. So And I'm just gonna give my opinion on. I believe, you know, when you get married, and a submit is like, you know, she's gonna do things for you. She's gonna follow you because you the head of the household. So she's gonna follow you. So that's one way of her submitting because she's, you know, backing you up. But you just gotta be careful when you get out here and say that word submit, because like I said, some men believe that you gotta do everything he said, and that's just not true. So I'm giving everybody else a chance to see what they got to say, and then I'll come back around and finish that off. But yeah, if you ain't married, you ain't got to submit. Tell y'all right there, right now.
Great way of putting it. Great way of putting it. Love it. Love it. Thank you, Miss Chanel, for tuning in. Also, Miss Honey, in your book, because you know, like with us all, we all raised up in church. We hear the different words, but you know, some people tend to take things out of context or just pick what suits them. So, in your opinion, what does it mean to submit unto your husband?
Well, first of all, to get married, for me to get married to someone, they have to be following God. They have to be submissive to God for me to be submissive to him. And for me to be submissive to him, what that means for me is it's taking care of the household duties, you know, making sure he's the same thing he will make you feel like secure, comfortable, protected, just, you know, as long as he following God, I will follow him to the moon. You hear me? That's how
Not the moon now, not the moon.
Yes, I will. If he following God to the moon, I'm right there with him.
I agree. And that's one of my pet peeves, you know, because a lot of people, you know, I've heard it through the years, and I heard a lot of men say it, and I'm glad Dwight put that out there, because you know, submission to me means to respect.
Exactly.
You know? But my thing is that, you know, some people take it the wrong way. Someone just want that first line that says submit unto your husband. But when he stated to submit unto your husband, he says, submit unto your husband as he submits unto me. Meaning that if he does not submit unto God, you are not to submit unto him. Absolutely. Now, I'm glad that Dwight brought out that point to where it states that he states how, you know, how men try to use it for their own benefit. They try to use it, it's for a relationship, true enough, but it's for a married relationship. And I know there's a lot of women out there, and I had to catch myself because I found myself doing it too, to where you're giving that man the wife duties instead of the girlfriend duties. Yes, he needs to know when he found a good woman, he found a good thing that he wants for his life to become a wife if she's wife material. But my thing is, if you're not his wife, you don't have to submit. You don't have to follow what he do. Because see, a lot of people use that as a tool to control a person.
Well, yeah, and I agree, Spikes. That's what it is. They feel like that word is just like you said, control. You do as I tell you to do. That's all. That's it. You don't. If I tell you something, then you just do it. And I'm feeling like this, and I'm gonna tell those guys out there, those grown women, it's not your daughters. Yeah, you didn't you know, gave them life. They your partner in life where y'all work together. Okay, that's how you're supposed to do. Now, you know, I've been married a few times. The other two ain't gonna count because, you know, one person's still married and the other one, you know, it was just what you call it. But it's true. You give your life to God and everything, and the women supposed to submit. But like I said, it doesn't mean that woman become your slave. She's supposed to jump every time you bark. That's not how it goes. A lot of men out there believing that when I say this, you better bark, jump, and that's not how you do it. Now, I'll put this. If say for instance, me and Honey was married, right? And Honey said, "Oh, I'm gonna go. What she gonna do? She gonna I guess get somebody to come in and fix the plumbing or the sink." And I'll tell her, you know, no, you don't do that. Let me do it. Let me fix it or what have you. Some women, they'll look at you funny and say, "Well, I'm gonna call the plumber anyway, and do it anyway," which is gonna cause a big ruckus in the marriage. But a lot of people out here, and even some women spices, I don't even think a lot of them really know the definition of submit. But that's it comes with being married, and marriage is not easy. And like I said, you pick God first, everything is falling in place.
Yes,
The marriage it's not gonna go nowhere.
I agree. And we did look up some things. As you see, it says in the Bible, submitting to one another. Ephesians 5:21 means Christians should prioritize the needs and well-being of others, showing love, respect, and humility in their relationships.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about one person dominating another,
Exactly.
but rather a mutual willingness to serve and consider each other's perspective out of reverence for Christ.
Right.
This concept is rooted in the idea of putting others' interests before one's own, mirroring Christ's selfishness. And see, that's where I stated that if he does not follow Christ and he's not doing what Christ expects of him as a man, you're not supposed to submit to him. Because what you fail to realize, when it comes to the day of accountability and you have to face, Christ, he gonna say, now that man was not submitting unto me. So why did you submit unto him? Because if I submit unto you and you're not submitting unto Christ, how are you to lead me in the right direction?
Well,
you have to think about that. And then also we have submissions look like respecting your husband's point of view. It means humbly sharing your opinion with him. It means not invalidating him, especially in front of others. It means trusting his decisions as a leader while feeling empowered to give your own point of view.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, you have to really think about it. If people want to really put it, you have one point where it says submitting to one another.
Absolutely.
But then you're supposed to submit unto your husband. That goes back where it states, he is the head. You are the tail. This is what we spoke of, being a helpmate. You have a lot of women these days to where they feel like they got to be the man and what they say go, and they gonna control the household.
That part. And that's why it falls apart. There can't be two men in the household. It can be the man and the woman. No, I can't be like, hey, damn, you acting like we whatever. But since this also, I want to say for those men out there, when you for those in relationships and even those that are married, for instance, some guy would like, if he want to do have sex, and the woman really, not feeling it, then they'll use that word with, hey, I'm the man, you're supposed to submit. I mean, you'll feel better, but I need you tonight. You see what I'm saying? That right there is kind of crazy. If your wife says she's not in the mood, then just leave it at that. But like I said,
but at the same time, I can understand that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you are a wife, you are supposed to supply his needs.
Well, that's true, but that's one thing. But see, women, I'm gonna say this: if a woman is not feeling good, and it happens, I'm not gonna throw it in her face where you need to submit to me and give it to me now. I can wait a day or two till she feel better, but I see some guys that get mad about that.
You can be a level of compromise, but you have these women that when you're married, they feel like they got control that part of him, just like saying, okay, he won't do this for me, so I ain't giving him nothing.
Well, yeah, but see, ladies, that's messed up. That's wrong right there.
Yeah.
But what about when one party doesn't feel like it? You know what I'm saying? So,
well, yeah, that's
the rest of them, it's supposed to be communicated. We become one when we're married. So it's supposed to be trust, understanding, loyalty, and communication. Because without communication, we have to have clarity first and foremost.
Right.
So if one is not ready, we can discuss that. You know what I'm saying? And if one is selfish and don't understand, one don't want, then something wrong. That's it.
Well, yeah, that's what I say.
I want to be treated well, just like you want to be treated well. So that's where the respect come in. You know what I'm saying? And communication and understanding. Clarity is the key.
Exactly. Now, I can understand what you're saying. Yeah, if she doesn't feel good, it should be to where you understand. But then when it's going weeks at a time, or
But
months.
yeah, that's something different right there, Spicy. Yeah.
I think you
Now,
just
look,
think
I
about
give you a
yourself.
prime example. Hey, I'm gonna give you a boy.
Y'all
Look,
don't give me no mind.
look, if she's saying a week or something, something ain't right there. I mean,
Exactly.
Depending on how bad she's sick. I mean, if she got the flu, of course, that gonna probably last a week or two. But if she's doing that on a constant basis, like, dude, you might want to have to sit down with your wife because maybe you're not doing something that make her happy, and that's why she may not want to do with you. But like I said, I wouldn't force. If my wife is really sick, I'm not gonna say, well, I'm your husband. I need it. I'm hungry. You need to submit. You'll get over your sickness. Just let me go on handle my business, and you'll be all right. But
See, that's why I say he got to be following God.
So
yeah, and so going back to understanding, is submitting to one another involves actively seeking the good of others, considering their need and opinions, and being willing to compromise.
mm-hmm.
It's a reciprocal act of service and respect.
Mm-hmm.
I can't pronounce that word, and I'm not gonna try. Not a okay, y'all figured it out. Structure where one person is always in charge. This mutual submission is not primarily about the worthlessness of the individuals involved, but rather a response to the love and sacrifice of Christ. Now, y'all hear that? It says the love and sacrifice of Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a way of expressing gratitude and love for God by doing what?
Sacrifice.
Extending that love to others.
Mm-hmm. Well.
That's me every day.
Like I said, that submission goes a long way, and a lot of people don't really, I guess, don't know the definition of it. Some people try to use it for just
Personal reasons.
Yeah, just a power. Like I said, or your wife is not your slave. She doesn't have to kiss your toes and submitting by getting on her knees, kissing your toes, nothing like that. It just don't work like that. And the only reason why I'm saying that because you have quite a few men out here that believe that, and I disagree with that. She's not supposed to kiss your toes and this and that. Now she respects, she submit and respect you, and it's the same as you got to respect her, and you take on that role of being the leader of the household. And just like I said earlier, if she was trying to get a plumber to come in there and fix it, no, baby, let me do it. If I drown, I drown. If I drown, then I'll tell you to call the plumber. But until then, let me see what I can do with it.
I say y'all just be careful who y'all marry.
Well, that too. You definitely gotta be careful who you marry, and make sure that man is in church. make sure that man believes in God, because
So what we're gonna do now? We're gonna take a short break. And we're going to come back with, continue on understanding submission, because a lot of people do have it misconstrued. It's not about control. It's about what Christ said and the following unto Christ. So we'll be back right after this message.
I don't think people realize that it does go two ways. It's not just a woman submitting to you, it's a man submitting as well. It's the reason why God made Eve out of Adam's rib. I hope y'all can follow me here, okay? God didn't make Eve from the head of Adam because he didn't want her to have agency over him. He also didn't make Eve out of the feet of Adam because he didn't want him to trample, or a man to trample over a woman. Y'all ain't ready for that. Let me go a little bit deeper real quick. I don't think y'all understand what a rib actually means in your body and what it does. It protects vital organs. It protects your heart. Oh, y'all ain't ready for that conversation, are you? It gives you stability. It helps with your posture so a woman can hold you up. Oh, y'all ain't ready for that one yet neither, huh? It's all right. It's okay. I ain't gonna go too deep into it, but I'm saying that because for a man, whenever God gave Adam a helpmate, it's not just a woman who's cooking and cleaning and things like that. When I see that you're making an irrational decision or something impulsive, God gave me intuition. He gave me intuitive nature so I can see beyond the things that you can't see. So I can be your counsel. I can come to you and say, baby, well, we shouldn't do this. And as a leader who has humility, I shouldn't be prideful because humility is the antidote to pride. I should be able to submit to my wife and listen to her. It's not saying that she's governing all of my decisions. It's saying that, baby, I see things that you can't see. I'm looking at the future. I know that you're protecting me right here, but it's the reason why God made me your rib, because I'm protecting your heart from the things you can't see, the enemies who are placed in front of you, the devil that's placed in front of you.
Yes, I love me some Miss Kitty J. Y'all make sure y'all go look them up on YouTube. They really have really deep conversations, and it's also helpful to your relationship, your life, and your walk in life. So also make sure you tune in next Friday as Mr. Desmond Jones will be hosting Grown Men Talking Incorporated, talking about the emotional investment. As I got to research behind this, I'm telling you, this is one you really don't want to miss out. It's deep. It's really deep. So make sure you set your notifications, because he's coming to bring it to you real, and he's going to give it to you raw. And also next Saturday, the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour brings to you emotional regulation. We will be speaking on levels on emotional trauma, emotional temperatures, and also how you can regulate that. So if you want to be in knowledge of this here and want some help, hey, tune in live.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I love me some Kitty J. That podcast there, they bring a lot of enlightening things, but she is so intelligent. The way she delivered the messages, the way she give it, even on levels of cheating, the side chick. I'm telling y'all gotta check her out. She bad. So now on what we were just talking about, what the video of Miss Kitty J, what's your insight and your opinion about that? I'm gonna go to Dwight first.
Well, I caught part of it because I had to go to the gym real quick. We went to commercial.
Well, the part that you did catch.
I couldn't hold it. I caught it at the end. I'll try to hear most of it in there what she was saying, but I'll kind of go like the river and try to go with the flow. But in my opinion, with a lot of couples, especially married people, a lot of people don't understand that word submit. The husband, I believe when people get under that, make sure your man's in church. But Spicy, just give me a little hint what she said. Maybe I can kind of get
the part that I love that she said when she broke it down, when about the rib and the protection of the heart, like the rib of the man. Woman was made from the rib of a man. The man was not made from the rib of a woman. Exactly. And a lot of women get it misconstrued in that sense, meaning that when it comes down to him, his rib is to protect you, your heart, your emotion from danger, the household. Now, you being of that rib, you should be able to also uphold him and be in that helpmate to keep that structure of that rib strong and together tight. So when she spoke about that, she spoke about, when you're submitting unto your husband, you got to remember that he is the head, and it's more or less what I'm getting from it. He is the head, and she's him, but there's causes to when you have to submit unto him.
And she's right, and that's true. When God created man, He seen that man was lonely, so He put man in a deep sleep and took a rib, and He made a woman, his helpmate, and he's the leader. He's the head of the household. And that's what it is. When you're a man, you're the head of the household. You take care of the house, you protect your wife, you protect the children. Once you have children, and of course the wife, she's gonna have your back. It's just like if we out somewhere at her house, and we have issues, you just don't put our business out there for your family to hear it.
Wait. Rewind that. Say it
again. Let me say it again. Let me say it again, y'all. If I'm over there at your house with your family, you don't get over there and start acting a fool and put me on blast and stuff like that. Something we supposed to work out for ourselves, because because you married to me, I'm your husband, and we supposed to work that out. You don't go try to get your family to jack me up on that night.
And see, on that note, before he continued, that's what one thing some women don't understand. And this is my place. I don't like my family in my business. I don't like anybody in my business.
That part.
Especially when it comes down to my man. Because the thing about it is, what you're not remembering, you chose that man in path. You chose him for your life. So why would you go to your family and your friends and tear down what you chose
I'm on the board.
within your path for that for your life? You don't realize you think you're making him look bad. You make yourself look bad as well, because y'all supposed to be of each other.
See, that's why a lot of marriages end up in divorce, Spicy. Because I ain't gonna lie. God dang, you take me over to your family house and try to clown me. Oh yeah, I'm back in my mouth. Yeah. Wait till we get home, girl. Ooh, it's on like Donkey Kong. But that's just something you ain't supposed to do, you know. And a lot of people do that. And I'm like, how you gonna have your husband over there and you gonna talk bad and to the family about your husband and your certain problems, or just give them clues that something ain't right with your marriage? That's gonna mess it up. I mean,
don't nobody's supposed to be involved in your personal affairs, because when people get involved in your personal affairs with you and your spouse, that can cause chaos, untrusting. A whole lot comes with that. So
you gotta also remember too, even if y'all decide to work things out and you forgive him, they're not.
Right.
That's true. They're not.
I was getting there.
Yeah, but the thing is, see, I'm gonna let some of y'all women know, I ain't married your mom and your dad and your sister. I married you.
That part.
I didn't marry your grandma, your grandpa, your daddy. I married you. It's us. It's us.
We are one. We should be able to.
Yeah.
Right. We should be able to communicate with each other and solve any problem we have.
And if we can't solve the problem, we'll pray. We'll go talk to the pastor.
Absolutely.
If we got to go to counseling, we'll take counseling. We'll do everything from A to Z to work it out for ourselves. But keep your mama out of it. That's right. You keep your mama out of marriage.
Exactly. And see, that's why I say, like even with myself, family members didn't know that, I'm in love. Family didn't know that, okay, you quick to say, well, she can't get it, man. You don't know what's going on in my life, because whatever go on. Because you got to watch out sometimes. When you building a structure with your husband or whoever you in love with, family can be the quickest way to tear you down, to keep you from having a successful relationship. So you got to remember that, family do not belong in your business. Because they're quick to take that information and they go run off with it.
And then by the time it get back to you, got stuff added on, subtracted, all kind of stuff.
Yeah. So if anything, when you're a husband and wife, it goes way beyond submitting onto him. There's so much in that ingredient behind. That's just like when you have a cake before you. It's a lot behind that icing.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot under submission.
Oh yeah.
But it's also, like she said, that rib protecting that heart, those emotions, that walk, that structure. Because at the end of the day, when, just like I think it was me and Honey talking, when it comes down to my man, that's my business with him. That's between me and him. Now, with my friends, my men don't know the business of my friends, because that's two separate, relationships.
Absolutely.
That's right.
I don't tell him her business. If she wanted him to know, she would have said, okay, can I get both of y'all on the phone and talk to y'all? I'm just that type of person. If that conversation is meant for me and you, if you wanted somebody else to know, it's for you to go tell them, not for me. You ain't gonna hear Spicy said this and that. No, Spicy ain't said nothing. And if you do say the first thing I'm gonna say, let's all get right here about face.
Right. About face right now.
Well, I'm gonna tell you
like I said, Miss Kitty pointed, she hit a bunch of pointers right there, and I love it. So Honey, what was your feeling and opinion as she got to break it? Because that's what she was doing. She was breaking it just so you could understand what Christ was coming from when he said that I had Adam, but I took Adam rib and made you.
Absolutely.
And she broke down the reasons why he did that. So what was your opinion and what was going through you? Because I was sitting back there, I was sitting up there watching you like, I
agree with her totally, you know what I'm saying? Because he didn't make us from his head, so we don't control him or the situation. He didn't make us under feet, so he don't walk all over us. I understand totally what she's saying, but a helpmate from the side. Like when you're lacking, I got you. When I'm lacking, you have me. I get it. I get it totally.
Yes.
I'm gonna say this too, Spicy. Now, I might be jumping the gun, but ladies, I like y'all to know when your husband passed, or if you was with a husband, y'all broke up, got divorced, and that stepfather come in, you need to talk to your kids and say, hey, y'all need to kind of submit in a way too, because now he's the father, he's the head of the household, and y'all can't be going around saying you ain't my daddy.
Okay, let me ask you this, and this go for both of y'all.
Okay.
What is your opinion and your thoughts on when a woman is paying all the bills? She's taking care of everything in the household. He's not doing nothing but going out, having fun, coming back, spending the money, whatever. But he wants to be considered the head of the household, the man of the house. She should submit to him because what? He feels like he's the man.
Oh, I gotta answer that one. Oh yeah, I gotta answer that. I gotta answer. Now you said, Spicy, you said that she's bringing all the bread in, right? She paying all the
everything. She got her own business. She's putting out all the money. She paid out her bill. She's even giving him money.
Well, hey, that's a good wife. Hey, you can give me money anytime you want to. I don't mind. Yeah, I'll take it. But look,
don't you think a good wife deserves a good man, good husband?
I will say this: if I'm married to a woman that she's making all the money, I'm gonna do that. Look, I'm gonna make sure that house is clean. I'm gonna make sure the kids are taken care of, and I'm gonna do what I have to do because she's the one out there making the money. And so yeah, I'm gonna keep that house. Look, what you want to eat, babe? I'm gonna have that food ready when you come in, because that's you taking care of your part. Now, if you're a man and you just lazy and you ain't even doing none of that cleaning, taking care of the kids, and you just nailing your butt, the woman's busting her ass to bring in all the money, and then you go out there with your friends and party, I would tell any woman, hey, don't be no fool. If that man can't do his part and you the one that's working there, because he's supposed to be working. Now, I know sometimes things get hard, people get sick or they can't work or whatever. It happens. But that man should do his part by keeping that house clean, taking care of the kids, and run your backwater. It's not because she's the head. And most women tell you, even though he's not working, he's still the head of the household, which is true. He is. Even though he may not have a job and lost his job, he's still head of the household. But with that being said, he got to understand his role and say, well, the wife's making the money, so I'm going to help out at the house and do things till I get back on my feet. That's just fair. That's just me speaking for myself. I can't speak for every man out there, but that's just something. If I was in that situation, that's what I would do. I'm like, hey, baby's paying all the bills till I get on my feet. I'll make sure this house stay clean. I'm going to take care of the kids, and I'm going to cook her a meal. Give her a nice massage when get home.
So, I mean, it's like just like the old saying said, a man that don't work don't eat. Now, I mean,
and it's true.
If you're working around the house, okay. But it shouldn't be to the place where if you don't have no disabilities and you able to work and you able to get a job, you should be bringing in something. You should be doing something. I shouldn't have to tell you to cut the grass. I shouldn't have to tell you to take out the trash.
That part right there.
And then like if that man works all day, he making sure the bills are taken care of. He giving you everything you want in life and making you happy. Why he don't have a warm meal coming home?
That's what I'm saying. Where my meal at? Yeah.
Why the house ain't clean? Why the kids are not together?
That's right. That's right.
It's more like they said, submitting to one another.
Yes, ma'am.
Because at the same time, just like I've been expressing all this week, they human too.
Yeah.
They got feelings too. And at the power, it gets the point. It ain't just about a woman being fed up. It's gonna be a man fed up too.
That's right. Oh yeah.
You gotta know what to do to keep that man. Don't think because the sex is good, so I know he ain't going nowhere, baby. How many ribs been taken to be made?
Spicy. Hey, that good sex part there, that's enough to keep me there for a good minute. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it's a little bit more than that. God dang, I'm just saying. I mean, can't find nobody else like that.
Stop.
Hey, I'm just saying now. Hey, shoot.
No, but if he's home taking care of home and I'm out making the work, I can deal with that. I can deal with it. Well, I have
taken some pressure off.
I have dealt with that, so yeah. But it's not like they didn't have income coming in though. They did have income coming in, but they didn't. I would say the whole time I was with them, they didn't have a job the whole time, but they did work period. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you know, so.
But let me ask both of y'all something spicy. If we was married and I lost my job, couldn't work, and you making all this big money, will you still submit to me? Will you still consider me being the head of the household?
Is my house clean?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, what you mean? Your house? It's our house. It ain't no your house. It's our house.
Excuse me. Is our house clean?
Our house gonna be.
Is there a hot meal on the table when I get in?
Bad water ready?
Oh, yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
That's how I am.
I'm
I have
committing.
bad water ready.
I'm committing.
Food, house clean.
Yeah, I got you. And to be honest, I'm gonna be over here playing around, but that's just being real. Some men in their head feel like they don't have to do that. No, men, let me explain to y'all. If you stand with your wives and you not working because you can't get a job or you're sick, at least you can do is keep that house clean, take care of those kids, and have that woman a nice little meal when she comes in, because she's the one keeping y'all above the water.
Let me include, I like to have my car washed too, you know, because I'm working outside.
Oil change, you know.
But hey, the man gonna do that anyway. He's gonna do that anyway. He's supposed to make sure your car is taken care of, and the gas and all that stuff. Right. If he got a job or not, that's something he's supposed to do anyway.
Yeah. So there's this another part of understanding selfishness and prioritization. It involves setting aside personal preferences and desires to prioritize the needs and well-being of others, meaning not being selfish. This can manifest in various ways, from practical acts of service to being willing to listen and understand. Wait a minute, let's back up.
Wait a minute.
What does it say? Being willing to listen. And not hear, because there's a difference between hearing and listening. Willing to listen and understand another person's perspective. Example in marriage. In Ephesians 5, this principle is applied to marriage, where husbands are called to love their wives self-sacrificially, excuse me, I'm tired tongue, and wives are called to respect their husband's leadership, not rebut it, not altercate against it, but to respect it.
Yes, ma'am.
This is not about power or control, but about creating a loving and supportive partnership where both individuals prioritize the other's needs. Now, looking at the other part, submitting to one another doesn't imply that there are no roles or authorities within the church or in other relationships. It's also about how those roles are exercised with humility and a focus on mutual service rather than dominance.
Well,
I agree with that one.
Well.
And a lot of people feel like, okay, that's what make them feel like they got control of the whole story. You to submit to me. I'm the man. I do this. I do that. Even women, I'm the one paying the bills. I'm the one doing this or that. So I'm the one that's the man of the house. Sister.
Yeah,
even if you was not straight, you're not a man.
That's right.
You're not in that role.
Not a man. But look, I agree, Spicy, and a lot of people take that content. They take that word and they run with it. And that's why I said this is why a lot of people have troubles in their marriage, and especially those people that's in a relationship, just a plain relationship, and they ain't married. So ladies, I'm gonna tell y'all, if y'all get in a relationship with a man and he ain't put that ring on y'all finger, laugh at him when he bring up that word submit. Laugh at him. Boy, you better get up out of here. Go run, do something. Put a ring on my
I actually did laugh at my last one because I mean we hadn't even said I do.
Me too.
You gonna do what I say do. I don't care if you do go where but I thought he tried cracking a joke. I bust out. What you laughing for? I said, I thought you was an unpaid comedian or something. I know you weren't talking to me.
Now, Spicy, can you imagine if you and that man would have got married? You see how he was, y'all wouldn't even marry. But can you imagine? Can you imagine if y'all would have got married? That man would probably told you to suck his toes, do what he tell you to do, and everything, and you better not speak until he tell you to speak. Can you imagine that?
I think God made me a human, not a pet.
Well,
say that again. Say that again. Oh,
God made me a human, not a pet. And let me tell you this: even under submission, some men and women feel like submission also means that I'm gonna raise you the way I want you to be raised.
Oh yeah.
Last time I checked, my mama and daddy's in ring, Chris.
That's what I see.
I'm already raised me.
Because like I said, I have seen couples And I used to work in the downtown a long time ago before the 9/11. The divorce court over there, and you could hear this people's stories. And these dudes, like I said, even the judge told a guy, you know what, y'all could have made, if you wasn't trying to make this woman your child, she gotta, when you talk and you tell her to shut up, she can't even talk. Like, I'm talking, you be quiet, don't say nothing until I give you permission to talk.
You know, that is hurts my skin. I guess because I've been through that life of being abused and controlled and fear, to where now it's like a nerve that jumps like the sciatica.
Yeah.
When you tell me, just be quiet, shut up.
And don't say nothing. I'll tell you to say
Like,
something.
wait a minute, are you talking to one of the kids?
No, I'm talking to you.
You can say, you know, baby, hold on a minute. Let me finish.
Yeah, that part.
But you don't, I mean, I just don't like that.
That's rude.
Well, yeah, because you don't do that. I would never do my wife like that. You gotta look at it. You know, y'all talking, and then you're gonna just come out your mouth. I said, be quiet until I get done saying what I gotta say. And like I said in the beginning of the show, that's not your daughter. That's not your pet. You talk with respect. Show respect. You get that same respect back. She knows you're in the household. She knows you the man of the household. But at the same time, does not mean that you talk to your wife like she's a little girl and disrespecting her like that, and telling her to shut up and you only talk when I tell you to talk.
Exactly. And if y'all have anybody out there that, you know, if you want to call in with your own opinion, or you have something you want to share, we do have the phone lines going. I had to get it off the Bluetooth, so now we got to plug into the board, so we should be good this time.
Yeah.
So you want to call in, the number is scrolling below, and is why was I finna say 1-800? I've been dealing with business.
1-800. It's 5. What was that?
512-668-2814. Thank you, Miss Peter, baby. Yes. So you know, my thing is that we should talk to one another with respect.
Most definitely, yeah.
Love. Some people they quick to throw that love word out there, but do you really know what love is? Love is just not saying it. Love is a feeling, it's the action, it's the way you respond to me, the way you handle me. I miss you too. It's the way that you respond to me. But at the same time, if you got a man that's responding to you in a loving, kind way, and patient, and actually listens to your heart and your thoughts, but you constantly attack him, then you don't need to be married. You need to be by yourself.
Absolutely.
Because just like I tell a lot of women, you know, I had some women say, well, where the good man at? Where the good man at? I'm looking for me a good man. Have you looked in the mirror and see if you are a good woman for that good man? Because don't you think he would deserve the same in return? Because you got these women that feel like even though they got that structure of hardness to where they feel like they could disrespect a man on any level and tearing him down, that they deserve a good man. No, you don't. The same way that you feel that you deserve a good man, that good man deserves a good woman. And if you can't respect him as he respects you, then you don't deserve to have a good man.
There you go. I hope y'all heard that.
That's just like if I'm loyal to you, even in friendship, if I'm loving to you, if I'm kind to you and I got your back, that should go both ways. Absolutely. Because at a point, that's even in relationship and friendship. If I'm always the giver and always open and there, but when I'm in need, you're not there. It's time for me to back up. Because that's what you understand. You sit up here and talk about submission. After a while, when that man seems like you ain't gonna submit to him, then what if Christ tell him, I need you to walk away?
Because he will.
Yeah. That's why I said jumping the broom is very important. Y'all gotta make sure y'all with that right person.
So make sure he respects.
Make sure.
Yes. Well, we'll be back with more on submission. And I'm telling y'all, I know some of y'all behind that keyboard, I know y'all got something to say. Call in on that line. We're right here to answer you. Listen, hey, you never know, the word that you give could help somebody out there in the world today. Just think about that.
me and my wife was having a conversation about what it means for a woman to be submissive to a man. We was just talking about how many times that's taken out of context by only referencing it from an intimacy standpoint. As we took a deeper look at it from a biblical perspective, here's 3 main things to know when it comes to a woman being submissive. Number 1, submission is a biblical character trait that exceeds way beyond sexual desires. Many people attach submission with intimacy alone, but the truth is that intimacy is a byproduct of covenant, not the definition of submission. So if you're using submission to fulfill a sexual desire without love, without respect, or without selflessness for one another, then that's not submission. That's manipulation. Number 2, submission is founded on honor, not control. In the Bible, Paul says that wives are to submit to their husbands as unto the Lord, which means that submission is a spiritual posture of trust and respect, not servitude. Number 3, husbands are also called to submit. In Ephesians chapter 5, verse 21, it says to submit to one another out of reverence for Christ, which means that us as husbands are also required to respond to our wives in a way of mutual love, humility, respect, and service. So submitting to our wives looks like listening to her, protecting her, and sacrificing for her, not positioning yourself in a place of dominance or dominion.
All right. Well, I'm telling you, this has been really good. But make sure that y'all set your notifications, because next Friday, Mr. Desmond Jones himself, he's going to bring it to y'all raw, and he's going to give it to you straight and forward. He's going to talk about emotional investment. Trust me, this is one you don't want to miss. I researched behind this, and I'm telling you, it's very interesting. It's very helpful. So make sure you tune in next Friday, same time, to the Grown Men Talking Incorporated. And also next week, next Saturday, we will be talking on emotional regulation. Man, this here is something serious. We are getting really deep with this. So make sure y'all tune in, because we're going to talk about the different levels of emotions and how to regulate and deal with it. You never know. This might help you or someone that you love out there. Also, do not forget, we only have 1 slot open. 1 slot for October Domestic Violence Awareness Month, where you can break your silence of the generational chain of abuse, share your story on how your path went and how you was able to escape. You never know. Somebody's out there watching. Help them to know that they're not alone. We got 1 slot open. So if you're interested and want to come on live with us and share your story to break your silence, contact me or Mr. Dwight Robinson, and we'll get you in that last slot. 1 slot left. Yes.
Boy, yes.
And also, we considered on having a Purple Heart gift basket raffle. So we're going to have 1 gift basket for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So the only thing is, we're not asking for no money, none. We don't ever do. Everything is from the heart. So all you got to do is go on the post on Facebook or TikTok, put your little Purple Heart. I'll write it down, put your name in a raffle, and you never know. You might got that basket shipped on to you.
That's right. Well, yeah.
Now, Miss Honey, hearing what he was saying, because he broke it down just like Miss Kitty J did, listening to him, because he was actually a married man speaking on his perspective from a man on submission. What was going through your mind when you was hearing him speak about that?
Well, I agree with him on the part where he said submission, the sexual part is not part of his submission. I do agree with that. Also,
so have you ever had somebody put you in a position to where they feel like in order for you to submit to them, you have to give it up when they say give it up?
Okay, you freezing. For me to submit to them, I have to do what now?
Have you ever been in a situation where somebody feels like they're entitled to have the position as you submitting unto them, and they use the intimacy part for that?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Desmond, is she freezing on your end, or is it just my end?
Just your end.
I mean, Mr. Just my end.
That
your
makes
end.
Because I didn't know what you said. Okay. I don't know what you said, but I don't agree with. I would never
Have
let
you
nobody.
ever had somebody to put you in that position?
I wouldn't allow it. So if they try, they didn't succeed.
They ain't try hard enough. They ain't try hard enough.
I'm a very strong-willed person. Y'all know that.
I'm gonna break it down.
Yeah. How about you, Dwight? How about you?
Look, I agree with that young man. That's a very wise young man. I agree with everything he said because it's true. And I said in the beginning, of the show, a lot of these men take that word and like, yeah, you're gonna do what you got to do to make me happy. You know, if it means sucking my damn toes and everything. You know, they want to have that power. And like he said, when you marry,
not sucking the toes. What if they got like bunions and warts and stuff on those toes?
Well, it don't matter. You supposed to submit. That means you're supposed to take my bunions, everything on there. Everything.
If they don't respect me, I don't need it.
Well, that's true. And honey, I agree with you because, like I said, in the marriage, you and your partner, you have to submit in the way too and listen to your wife, listen to her problems. Y'all talk to each other. Y'all love each other. You know, like I said earlier, you have problems. You don't run to your side of the family, or she doesn't go to her side of the family. Y'all pray. You talk to the pastor. If you got to go counseling, you do that. But you do not embarrass somebody when you go to these families get-togethers. Because you got to get something off your chest. Now you're going to say it in front of your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother.
I'm a very loving, respectful, giving, loyal person. So if I don't receive the same energy in return, I like to communicate. You know, I like the clarity. So if I can't get the same energy, I ain't gonna give you a time of day, no way.
Because I just feel like, I know we do things when you are in love, you do things that you wouldn't do when you're not. And you know, we can say what we want on here, whatever, but it's like when you truly love a person, it goes further than those bunions.
Yes, it does. It goes way further than that. I mean, beyond. But see, that's another thing I was saying. I think it was months ago. Like, it's not like men are trying to tell their wives what they can't do. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Now, if I was married, and I said this before, and my wife talking about, oh, baby, I'm gonna go on the girls' trip, but the girls know you ain't. The devil's lying. You ain't going on no damn girls' trip. Well, baby, I ain't gonna.
So do you feel like that should follow? Because I mean, I remember that months ago where y'all talked about that. You know, the girls' trip. Yeah. But do you feel like that falls under submission as well? Like when your husband asks you not to go, not demand.
I believe it does because this
asks you not to go on a girls' trip because he does not feel comfortable with that.
And I don't. Now, I ain't say you can't go on the cruise. Because you're gonna go with me. You ain't going with Sadie and Sue and the ones that ain't. That's the reason why they ain't got a husband. Yeah, they want to get you out there and get you messed up and get you all messed up. Yeah, girls, get out here. And I'm not saying the prince would do that, but things happen. People talk. So your husband asks you, baby, no, I don't want you to go with your girls. You got to, you said, you got to tell your friends, hey, baby, tell the girls, hey, I can't go. My husband not happy with it, so I'm not gonna go. Now, if she want to go on the cruise, we'll go together. Yeah, we'll go together.
That's right.
That's part. So you shouldn't even argue with your husband about that part. What you gonna get an argument with your husband? He said he don't feel comfortable with you going on a girls' trip with those women. And he said that he's gonna take it, be you and him. Now I ain't gonna lie. If my wife did something like that, I'm like, okay, you go with that girl trip. I ain't gonna divorce her for that, but I'm gonna mark it on the calendar. I'm gonna mark it on the checkbook. That's what I'm
but there goes, like he said, submitting one another.
Right,
so
right.
If he feels like she don't want you to go, but yes, he said, I'm a grown man. I could do what I want to do.
Well, you know what? I have to see. I have done that before. I say, hey guys, I'm not gonna go. The wife's not happy about it. She want me to stay home. Oh man, you a punk? No man, no punk. I'm just, hey, my wife said she won't come about it, so I'm just chill out. I'm not gonna go.
Oh no, to me, a punk would only tell somebody that they're a punk for not respecting their wife.
Yeah, you gotta respect.
I'm the type of person. If it was a girls' trip, I would ask my husband to go. He don't have to hang with me and the girls.
That part. Oh yeah.
I would want him there with me, so when we done hanging, I'm hanging with him.
That's right. I'm
want him to feel secure at all angles.
Yeah, I'll be cool with
that.
that.
About me doing nothing.
My opinion is that if you go take a girls' trip, especially with a lot of single girls, you should do that before you get married.
There you go.
Bingo. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, see, I don't hang around a lot of females no way, so
You
There
know,
you go.
that's all I'm saying.
I don't have to worry about that one.
I got one hand to count them on.
Hey, they might be trying to sabotage your marriage. Yeah,
Exactly. Like,
yeah,
girl,
yeah.
what
It's a
he
good
don't
one.
know,
I want
but he
him.
don't know on her.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Mess up your marriage. Now you're out of a
They
good
envious
man
fellas.
because your girls had you go on some dang cruise when you could have stayed home because your husband, he didn't even cuss at you. He said, baby, please don't go. And you went anyway. And now they come back and tell a bunch of lies and stuff. Now you got the man thinking and now, oh, okay, I'm on divorce. You see how that stuff starts? You see how
Yeah.
it gets
And
started?
see, my thing is like under submission as well, where he was talking about, you know, misconstruing submission with or using submission as a tool for intimacy. My thing is that that's why I say people need to get a better understanding of submission. They need to get a better understanding of love. They need a better understanding of intimacy. Because even when it comes down to intimacy, it should be about pleasing one another, each other. You
That's
know,
right.
submission is on a different line because the mere fact is what Christ says when it comes down to submission.
Yeah.
I know I keep saying communication. If you communicate with a person and get clarity with that person on what type of person they are before you marry them. Now, some people jump into marriage without really knowing the person.
Yep, that part. That
If
part
you
right
really
there.
take your
No,
time,
you know, some people feel like they can't be alone.
yeah, some people are like that. I'm not one of them.
Me either. I always been alone.
I enjoy being alone, but yeah, it's about getting to know that person. Really, really get to know a person.
And I think what it is that now that we're more mature in age, we start to realize that we need to be more observant because if we was more observant, a lot of the trauma we've been through in life, we wouldn't have been through if we could have been able to identify and take the time to get to know and learn a person. But also knowing how to love ourselves and knowing what we deserve.
But you know what? God allows us to go through them things so we can learn them. If you don't go through nothing, how you gonna learn something?
Well, that's true. But if you're not learning from your mistakes,
You have to go through to learn.
And
you have to experience to learn.
That's true. But see, a lot of these people keep making these same mistakes. I'm like, what's going on with you? You've been to a situation like this before. Why are you going through it again and again and again?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just popping to my head because I know I've heard a lot of men say this. Where they go to the other race because they know how to say, and I know Asians is good about this, are known about this, but they go to the other race because they know how to submit unto their husband. They know how to submit unto their man, and they know how to cater to him. Now they feel like, okay, with a black woman. Now my opinion is totally different. Okay, because I see the black woman as the one that have your back, the one that's strong-minded, some of them. But what is your opinion, Dwight, when you hear men talk about this?
Well, Spicy, I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of men say that, and they said that a lot of older women never taught their daughters how to be wives. And some men say that. They say a lot of, especially in black community, they say a lot of these mothers never taught their daughters how to be a wife. Now, with that other part about them saying, well, I like a woman from a different race because she submits. She does everything I ask her to do to a certain point. Not saying she got to suck my toe. What I say, we talk about it, and I have the final say, and then she'll go with me instead of say, well, I don't think that's a good idea. She'll go with me. Now, if it mess up, then she don't throw it in my face. But baby, you're only human. We all make mistakes. So when a lot of these young men out here, and older men too, say that, well, one, they saying the black women with the attitude, they are the boss lady. They don't want to submit to them when they tell them to do something. And that's why I say a lot of dudes don't understand that your woman is not your child. Okay, that's a grown woman. And you have to talk to her as a grown woman. So you shouldn't be telling her to jump through hoops and doing things because you the man. And like I said, once again, it can't be boyfriend and girlfriend. You have to be her husband. But a lot of these dudes say they like to have women from different races because and a lot of women do submit. I ain't gonna lie, you do have some white ladies, Latino women that kind of go beyond and more for them. And that's what turned those guys on. They said these women go beyond things I ask them to do, and I love it. I'm eating it up. But
Yeah,
see,
'cause I'm like, it just, I'm not gonna be no coming to America. I'm not barking. I'm not jumping on no one
that,
leg.
that
None of
part,
that. Okay.
talk
You
about
treat
right.
me as your helpmate. You treat
That,
me
that's,
as
Yeah,
the
treat
woman
me
that
with
you chose
respect.
for your path.
that's
Okay.
the part I'm talking about right there.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say at the same time, and we talked on this subject before, it's sad the way that the black women are viewed now in our black men's eyes.
Yeah.
Even the ones say, well, I won't judge nobody but my black queens. But yet still you're tearing us down. You talk
Yeah.
negatively of us. But
Yeah.
really in that book, the way it look, you making yourself look bad because you tearing your own.
But you know what's
But
nice?
you got to look at, a lot of people want to blame all women or the race of women, but it's not that. It's the women you choose for yourself.
That's right.
Me.
That's right.
Absolutely.
It's the women you choose for
So
yourself.
don't put me in that equation.
But you know, Spice, but a lot of these
Yeah.
men, especially the younger generation, they never had no men in their life or fathers to show them how to be a man and what he expects out of his woman when it comes to submit. A lot of these dudes don't know how. They just hear that word submit and read it. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I got you now. It says right here. Just because the word says submit, but do you understand the definition of it? Do you understand what it actually means? A lot of them really don't. They're just putting that word out there. You must submit. You should submit to me. And that's all. They don't understand what it truly means. And I just want to say,
you got to look at, when you spoke about, you hit the nail right on the head. The way the women, what they instilling into our young ladies.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't realize, when you bashing that father to that child, you already putting another structure in her life to view men in the negative way.
Yeah.
To which, I'm not gonna put up with that. I wouldn't deal with that. Wrong attitude. That's not what we should be teaching our daughters. Like, I mean, this is bringing me back from, I was in this barbershop one time, and it left a bad taste in my mouth when this young man was sitting in a chair, and it was the barbers in there, and I'm just sitting there and I'm listening, and it was something that was said, and then he was like, "That's why I won't date a black woman," and they validated it, not realizing there's a black woman sitting over here, and you saying that, and you brainwashing our black boys against our black women.
Yeah.
But you want them to respond to you in submission.
Yeah.
How can they respond to you in submission when the one thing that God created from the rib of Adam, you're destroying?
And Spice, you know what? It's just like Honey said. It depends who you get with. I mean, because I'm not gonna put it like this. Say every black woman is not like that. You got a lot of beautiful black women out here that will submit and everything. So when they say going to the other side, I'm like, well, you just ain't look hard enough. You just ain't look hard enough. But you love who you love. But I'm not gonna want somebody that I'm gonna run gunshot over and she got to jump and bark like a dog just to, what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's just crazy. I wouldn't want no woman like that. Give me a chance.
I hear music, y'all. 2 and 2.
No, it's more like 1 and 1 this time. 1 and 1.
We'll be back right after this with submission.
Fact is that men and women have to submit to each other for the relationship to work. I know this topic comes up a lot, and oftentimes it's, the woman got to submit to the man and things of that nature. Don't get me wrong, she has to. But I think also as a man, you have to submit to your woman in some instances as well. I think we put such a negative connotation on the word submission when in reality all it is delegating. Right? It's just like a CEO of the company. He doesn't make all the decisions. He has a board that helps him make the decisions. Your woman is an expert at something, or she should be. If that person's stronger in it, then you let them quarterback that. That doesn't take away from you as a leader. It doesn't take away from you as a man. In fact, it makes you smart. It makes you efficient.
Yes. That was good. But
Yes,
I want to give all thanks and appreciation to everybody on both pages of Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and also Rumble and Instagram. Thank y'all for tuning in. I see y'all. Also, make sure you tune in to Grown Man Talking next Friday as Mr. Desmond Jones comes to the house with something interesting. The emotional investment. Set that notification. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss this. And also next Saturday, the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour returns with emotional regulations. And I'm going to tell y'all, so like I said before, we have one slot open for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. One slot. We got 3 people already. We would love to get a man. If it's a man out there, that'd be cool. But we got 3 beautiful women that's coming on to break their silence, but also to let the world know that you're not alone. So make sure you tune in. And if you're that person that wants to break your silence in order to heal, to go on, and also to share your story to help somebody else, contact myself or either Dwight Robertson, and we'll get you in that last slot. Last slot, y'all. Last slot. All right. Now, Mr. Dwight, from what he spoke on just now, what is your opinion about that?
He's right. I agree with everything that young man said. I mean, whoever raised him right, and I agree with everything he said. I mean, you and your wife, y'all, that is like Honey said, you one. Y'all become one. And when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. And y'all talking to each other and respect one another. And like I said, yeah, she understands your role. You're the leader of the house. You make the final decisions. But at the same time, y'all come together and y'all talk things out and everything. You talk to each other. You get an understanding with each other. And that's how it's supposed to go. It's not about I'm the man. When I say jump to some hoops, that's what you do. Or shut the F up. That's being very disrespectful. You disrespecting your wife. You telling her, this and telling her that, telling her when she's supposed to bend over and you do your thing. That's not how it goes, guys. You don't. It's not that type of submit where she just got to do with everything you say at your barking orders. It just don't work like that. This is why you have a lot of people marriages don't work. This is why you have a lot of divorces coming in. And a lot of those women out there are not wrong. They find some men and they get treated bad. And ladies, once you get out that bad relationship, don't get back in it. That's a learning experience right there. But treat each other with a high respect. And the marriage, it'll work. And it'll work. If you submit and y'all get along, y'all communicate, that marriage should go pretty good, actually.
Yes, I agree.
If you want it to go good, y'all have to work together.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Behind every strong and intelligent
man, that's a woman behind him. Yeah.
But see, I'm supposed to be a representation of you.
There you go. You again.
He's supposed to be a representation of
exactly.
My thing about it is when you sit there and you tear each other down and you refuse to submit to one another and respect each other, y'all representation is voided.
Yeah.
Voided. You got to know how to respect one another because that's what it's about. Submission is not about control. It's not about treating somebody like they're a child or they got to obey you.
Exactly.
It's about respecting one another. But like I said before, when you talk about submission, do not say just a part of it. Because a lot of people just look at that one part and use that as a tool to benefit themselves. It's not submit unto your husband. No, sir. It's submit unto your husband as he submits unto Christ.
Yeah, that part.
And if he does not submit unto Christ, I can't submit unto you because you're not going to lead me in the right direction towards Christ. He's going to hold me accountable for submitting unto something that is not of him.
There you go. A lot of people don't understand that. They really don't.
So, Miss Honey, what is your opinion about the video we just seen?
I agree with him 100. In order for something to work, y'all have to work together. You know what I'm saying? It's not, ain't no one better than the other one. Ain't no one above no one. You are equal. You become one.
There you go.
Y'all move as one.
There you go. There you go. That part right there. Yeah. That's how it goes.
So, we didn't get no calls today, so I guess everybody agreeing, right?
Yeah,
no.
I was hoping to get a call. Somebody coming in
Right.
about something. I really would. But you know what, Spicy? I'll give you another example because when I tell people, see, I'm 59 years, so I've been on this planet for 59 years. I say that's why I said many moons, because I have friends, people I've been around. And I'm gonna tell you one thing. This one guy, he was married to his wife, and he like, you so supposed to submit to me when the football season come around. He got all his boys there. He had this woman serving all the men like she was a slave. Even I peeped that out. I said, no, that's crazy. This man.
No, I'm not serving all the man. If that person is not my man, I'm not serving them. I'm responsible for serving my man. That's it.
Check it out, though, Spicy. He regretted that. I'm gonna tell you why. Yeah, he treated her, and I felt bad for. I said, dude, he said, oh man, she my wife. She supposed to submit and do what I said, but not like that. That's not your slave. What's wrong with you? Oh man, she all right with it. And he's like, ain't you all right with it, baby? You can tell by that woman's face she was not all right with it. Now, make a long story short.
You gotta be careful too, because you never know she's serving a man that could be sliding under the table.
And that's what happens, Spicy.
I know how to treat you.
That's what happened. See, you beat me to the gun.
See, that's why.
That's what happened. She divorced him, and now she went to marry the guy that was supposed to be his friend. They got married, and he don't even treat her the way that he did. And he was mad. He came to me and said, "The wife, I'm gonna go kill him and shoot him." No, you're not, man. You ain't gonna do nothing because you too scared.
He wasn't treating her right.
You too scared of you was treating her like she was your slave. Exactly. He kept saying, "But the wife, she was supposed to submit." No, dude, but you talked to her like she was a slave.
Absolutely.
Running back and forth and get all this snake. And the other guys saw him. They look at her like, that's a good woman. Yeah, divorce him so I can get with you. And that's what happened. One of his boys went on, after they got the divorce, he slid in there and married that woman. And they still married today. Still happily married today.
Wow.
He knew the assignment.
That part. Yeah, you go.
That's what they always explain.
He knew the assignment.
Some of the women that I talk to, like, don't act like no man is dumb, because I mean they very intelligent. And they know a difference between a good woman and one that's not a good woman and a loose woman.
Yeah, and she was a good woman, Spicy. This one was, look, I would not mind being married to her. She was good. I said, shoot, I wish that was my wife. But he treated her so bad, but he was doing that, just doing stuff. And one of his boys, because I knew the guy that well, I knew of him, ended up getting with her and married her, and they still married today. And she said she ain't never been happy. He ain't never been happy. And he's still by himself grumpy. So,
you don't know how to treat her.
And
go for these women too. If you don't know how to treat a good man when he's being good to you.
Yeah, that's not how
you won't get another one like him. He
even understood the name that he said, no, man. He said, you're not supposed to, when the woman submit, you're not supposed to talk to her like that. And I agree with him too, because he was wrong. I said, no, you was wrong. You was wrong. That's why you lost that good woman. You was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to do that.
He regrets it.
Oh yeah, he still regrets it. He was regretting it.
Yeah.
Can't find nobody else like him. Yeah, messed up, dog. Yeah, you messed up.
Well, I think we learned a lot from submitting, and we do have to be careful. Like, honestly, we need to know true definition, but know that, when it comes down to being in a relationship, you ain't got to see the level of submission in order to decide to marry a woman or to accept a man. It's just about respecting each other.
That part right there.
Well, that's it. And you got to realize, just like you human, they human too. They got their own thoughts. They got don't nobody think alike. Nobody can be like you. You can't mold a person.
Sure
and you can't raise somebody that's already been raised.
Go find you something that's for you. Don't be trying to mold somebody that's already been raised.
And my thing is just like Honey said, my belief is the same way. You gotta have a love for God to be be here in my presence.
Amen.
You can even have a conversation with me. If you don't have a love for God, I got to go.
Absolutely.
But it's one thing to have a love for Christ, but you also got to follow Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if you don't follow Christ, how can you tell me what's right or lead me in the right path? For me to submit unto you.
Right.
And like I said, women don't give up. There are good men out there. There are still good men out there. I know the generation has changed, and there's a lot of
it ain't big.
But, my thing is that know what your worth is first.
Mm-hmm.
Men, know what your worth is. My thing is, you can sit there and say, well, yeah, I do love myself. Do you love yourself enough to not accept the abuse?
That part, yeah. That part.
Love yourself enough to not want to go through someone to take you through that trauma, because you don't deserve it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you can't respect one another,
You don't need to be with each other.
Then what is a relationship?
Yeah, especially jumping that broom, y'all. That's a big decision. Don't jump a broom.
For the rest of your life.
Yeah, you make sure that's the right husband. Make sure that's the right wife for you. Don't be jumping.
I don't believe in divorce.
When we was younger, we went over that Fool's Hill, even being young, and we say we could turn the hands of times. Well, I say I'll break them, But my thing is that being older now, and why we speak to our youth, is because we've been in brother, and we got a better perspective of how to handle things now, what it really means to love, what it really means to love yourself or on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
To know if I respect him, he's got to respect me too. You're not a child. You didn't go out there looking for, you can't sleep with a child. So if you're going to treat that woman like a child, why are you sleeping with her?
That part.
That's just the bottom line.
I want to know that. Anybody want to ask that question?
Because I'm like, if you're going to treat me like I'm one of the kids, if you feel like I got to obey you like a dog, then why are we sleeping together?
Well, Spice, that's what I'm saying. See, women, if y'all stay with somebody like that, y'all have to say, y'all, what's wrong with y'all? If a man does that to
you, I'm trying to tell y'all better get it.
That's why when you do get out of a bad situation, don't be quick. And this is why I say I look at some of these women that don't like being alone. They're quick to jump into another situation and something worse. Before if you get out of a situation where you have been abused in any kind of way, to where the guy or that woman feels like submission is when I say to lay down, you lay down. When I say to bark. When I say to serve me, you serve me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't end up in the worst situation without taking time, because it's not just about what you've been through, but it's also about looking in that mirror and saying, Lord, help me to get the eyes to be able to observe and to seek. Reconstruct yourself. Not saying that you deserve it or that was your fault. It's saying that sometimes we could be a magnet to something that we don't deserve. And we got to take that magnet and demagnetize it.
Right.
And that's the way to do it. To have a successful relationship, if you respect that person, that person does not respect you enough to talk to you or listen to you or honor your heart, your stand, and value who you are, baby, run.
Fast.
Because before it get better, it's going to get worse. And I'm going to tell you, you'll never see that better day. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
So this has been a great topic. I'm glad we talked about it. And I do owe an apology, a live apology, because Symbolic Soul supposed to be in here, but I forgot to send her the link. So I'm gonna have to contact her. We can get it. I want to hear it. I see if she want to come on the next one.
So, sorry, Symbolic. We love you.
Symbolic. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I would have loved to have her on this topic.
Yeah.
It's been a great topic. Yeah. I'm going to give my other two casts the opportunity to give y'all a nutrition. So we're going to start off with Dwight.
Well, this has been a great show. Love the video that you showed. But ladies, I'm just saying, if you are dating, this for women that are dating, some man that's trying to tell you to submit to him, you need to tell him you're gonna put a ring on my finger. But I wouldn't take it, because if he's trying to tell you to do things that is out normal, then why bother marrying that guy? But don't let these men tell you that you have to submit to them. Y'all not even married. Okay. And for those that are married, if your husband is talking to you and y'all getting along, remember he is the head of the household. And if he's doing what he's supposed to do as a man, hey, stay happily married. But if he's disrespecting you, just like that story I gave about my friend that was having his wife going there serving all these men sitting there eating and drinking and everything, you kind of might want to think about that, because that's not how it goes. You're supposed to serve your husband and vice versa and everything. Y'all supposed to walk as one, because you all one and everything, and love each other. So just be careful who you attempt to marry, and also be careful who you date. So that I'll just stay safe. And and if you ain't got nobody to talk to, shoot, call the show. Talk to me and Spice and the rest of us. We'll give you some good advice. Yeah, just call us.
Yes. Okay, Miss Honey, bring us that sweet nectar of some nutrition.
So I'm gonna start with the women. I'm gonna need y'all to get that self-love, that love for God, that understanding with God,
Amen.
so He can send you who's for you. If you have that relationship with Him, you will see who's for you. He's gonna send you that confirmation. And for the men, respect yourself as well as others,
Hey, that's
and you
it.
will get all the love that you need.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
Can the church say amen?
Amen. Yeah. Yeah.
This has
Amen.
been beautiful.
I'm
I'm
going
glad
straight
we
to the
had
point.
this topic discussion. I feel like it was well needed. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for the comments. I really appreciate y'all. It has been beautiful tonight. We should be on next Friday, so make sure you tune in. And Desmond Jones will be in the house.
Come on with it, Dez. Come on.
And I'm sorry, symbolic, but my nutrition of today is gonna be. I'm gonna say this, and I cannot say it even more because we have went through the understanding, we went through the, the meaning and the definition, but at the end of the day, it's just about self-love. Love yourself enough to know your place. Submission is just not in part. It's just not for one person. It's just like a fork in the road. It has two ways to go. It's up to you what you want in life out of your relationship. Do you want it to succeed or do you want it to fail? And in order not to do that, you need to communicate. You need to, like they always say, the women don't listen. It's a difference between hearing a person and it's different between listening. Just like I told my son last night. My mama used to do all this. She's like, do you hear me? Yeah, I hear you. But I wasn't listening. But so I don't like all that arguing stuff. I know, like, but my thing is that stop using. I know. Stop using the Bible as a tool to benefit yourself and to help grow oneself.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
To want to better oneself.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people, when you go to the church, that word ain't always just for somebody else.
It's for you too.
It's for you too.
He sits high and looks low. Believe that.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's been a good topic. I thank y'all. I love y'all. And what we're going to do right now, we're going to go ahead and let Miss Honey dance us out of here.
What? Honey dance?